afternoon, dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. At first, let me thank organizers for giving us this opportunity to share our views. Well, since morning, we have been listening these opportunities in the space sector. Before we getting into the opportunities, let's have a look at the history of the Indian space sector. This would be definitely be useful for the new entrants to which are been roping in. Well, if you see early 60s and 70s, companies like HAL, Godrej, and Andhra Sugars, these are the companies who have been partnered, or I would say played a supporting role to the ISRO to setting up of the space in India. And all these business houses took pride in supporting this ISRO program rather than looking at the profits, as hardly any money was getting into this. Well, in 80s and 90s, following a slew of successful satellite launches, a few industries have been identified, and the build-to-build revolution has come. And these industries have been asked to go for contract manufacturing based on the design and document provided by the ISRO. Well, in 2000, we have witnessed the rise of private sector in this space sector, which has been the foundation for new space technology or industry what we know today. Well, I still remember in 2000 or 2001, there was a event organized by ISRO in Bengaluru, that's called ISRO Industry Meet, wherein ISRO has presented our roadmap for all industries for next 3 decades. Many companies like us, including ASTRA, and they got benefited out of that. And we started a separate vertical for space business to address space requirements. Now I think more than 500 companies been working since then. As on date, the space sector in India is ISRO-led, and all private companies have been nurtured to supply components and subsystems. But this took paradigm shift after the historic announcement of the government in June 20, and while opening up this sector to the private, and also being introducing many reforms. As we have seen, reforms have been already started implementing, like they created NSIL to transfer the mature technology being developed by ISRO to the private industry, and in-space also being established to promote and to authorize and also to license private industries, apart from playing a level playing field between the private sector and startup companies. Well, in global space market, if you see, the Indian space sector has been recognized as a cost-effective solution, as we have successfully launched many satellites and also took foreign satellites into the orbit in a very cost-effective manner. And but at the same time, if you see the global economy, space economy of about $400 billion, where we account only minuscule 2 to 3%, but with all these reforms, we expected to cross 10% by year 2030 with the CAGR of close to 40%. As far as the market is concerned in the global space, we have the, both in the satellite launches and as well as the rocket launches and as well as the space applications. Well, in the satellites, building of the satellites, that is in the upstream for, the many challenges are there, especially the technological challenges in being faced by the industry. Today, we don't have the good system engineering concepts, apart from ISRO, what I'm talking about that. And also we don't have good system engineering practices. And also the lack of professional management in this space domain available in outside. And also the system testing facilities. These are all some of the things which we need to look into seriously. But at the same time, now the private entrepreneurs, we have been discussing with various companies, and they have been showing interest, and there are a lot of enthusiasm is there to get into the downstream. And the good demand is coming out for the space applications, satellite-based applications, as well as the ground-based segment. And see, the worldwide also this demand for this particular applications is soaring. And in India, with the satellite data imageries, the industries can really address the all various applications, especially in the agriculture and the other civil applications, as we've been seeing in the morning. Well, our company, of course, as I mentioned, we started about 2 decades back. We engaged in the subsystems of payloads, and we have been supplying to ISRO. And we have created robust infrastructure, and we are also offering our infrastructure to many startup companies who have been approached. In fact, a couple of startup companies have already started using our facilities, and we have been offering it affordable prices. Well, while discussing these opportunities, we are also see the many challenges, as many speakers spoke about that. Like, the industry should carefully look into these challenges before they get into that. One is this, as all of you know, this is a very capital-intensive market, and then also the technological challenges are there, and it's very complex technology is there. And then also, like, the long gestation period and all this, and one should have a lot of patience to get the return of investments. So these are all challenges. At least we are all lucky in when we started about this 20 years back, thanks to ISRO, they handhold all the industries. Let me tell you, ISRO is not only bought to this component, but at the same time, they train the manpower, they qualify the manpower, and also they qualify the test facilities also. Apart from that, they involved in every aspect of the development or production activity which has been carried out by the industry so far. So going forward, I think, all these companies probably may look into this while working out this. So while saying all these challenges and all, we believe that the decision taken by the government is a step to the right direction. But at the same time, we believe that the Indian space industry cannot be built under one roof. As morning it was being debated, that is a high time, or it's a need of the hour, is to form consortium, and each industry should know what they can do for this particular sector, and who should work for whom, and that these are all to be decided in future in order to catch the pace of this space figures what we've been discussing. Thank you very once again for the opportunity given to me.